Alrighty, what is up? Happy Thursday. It is day 4 of Riftbound Unleashed reveals, and we've got some heat today. Why is it that every single day I'm sitting here in front of you, there's another broken purple card to reveal? Now, broken is relative, right? You might say, hey, this isn't the most broken card in the game, but it is another spell that does something crazy that we're giving to purple. Actually insane. It is insane the amount of options we're giving to purple. I'm wearing my purple shirt today, not on purpose, but it's a bowling league shirt. Shout out to having other hobbies other than card games. But let's jump into my biggest hobby right now, Riftbound. So for 1 energy and 1 purple power, we have Existential Dread. I need to bring back the purple Bryn here that just says complain about Bryn here and purple cards. Anyways, it is an action spell, so at least it's not reaction, and it's repeat for 2. So technically you could play this for 3 energy and 1 purple power, and it says stun an attacking enemy unit. If it's already stunned, return it to its owner's hand instead. So we said, you know what's not good enough? Rebuke. What if Rebuke was also Thwonk on the same card? We just released Thwonk in Spirit Forged, and now we said let's make a better Thwonk. Better is relative. Thwonk costs 4 total. This costs 3 total in a power, which means you can play it with less runes up. It also lets you decide if you want to rebuke 1 unit or Thwonk 2 units. I think this is an absolutely insane card. Will it see play? I don't know. But what it does is it gives every single player, now when a Draven has 1 rune up, something to stress out about. I played a locals today, and I had 1 rune up, and the guy's like, oh, thank God you have 1 rune up. Right, because the break point is 2 runes for any purple player because they can rebuke, fight or flight. Now they can abandon, they can ride the wind, they can hard bargain. Now with 1 rune, they are a threat. And with 3 runes up, they can play this in rebuke unit, and they can also play the other card that returns unit to their hand and retreats their own unit. So shout out to purple for getting some heat. We're starting strong. Let's jump in. We've got a lot of things hot off the press. So that purple card, luckily the Atlanta Discord had it translated and amazing for us. So shout out to the Atlanta Discord, all the people working super hard. Also shout out to everyone translating as we go anyways. Just appreciate the community making it so we can see cool cards. This next card is called Baby Shark. Of course, I hope that's not a translating error. Accelerate Assault 4. So for 3 energy, you could play a 1 might unit, or you could pay an extra energy, so 4 energy and a power, to play a 5 might unit with Accelerate. I don't know if I see this necessarily being played often, but I think in the pre-release events, this is going to be a banger of a card. Just smack some other unit and gain a point. So probably not in meta, but as we look at these cards, pre-release cards, they're going to bring some heat. Next, we have 2 more Chinese cards that were just released, so that's why I'm hitting these first. We have Practical Experience on the left. It is a spell with reaction speed. Love those. And it says, the chosen unit gains 1 might this turn. At level 6, the chosen unit gains 3 might this turn instead. So for 1 energy, you now can essentially anti-stupefy a unit at reaction, which is good enough as is. But if you're playing that Master Yi deck and you're gaining your experience at 6, it now becomes a cleave at any point. It becomes a cleave at reaction speed, and it becomes a cleave that works for defenders as well. I think this is actually a really cool card. I like that they're providing support for experience cards, and I think this will see play if you're going to be playing the level Yi. Next, we have the Cunning Salamander unit. If you gain XP this turn, I gain +1 might and ganking this turn. So this is a 4 for 4, straight from Wendy's, but it's good value, right? You don't have to pay power. It's a good second turn drop. It looks kind of funny as well. And if you gain XP that turn, it now becomes a 5 drop with ganking that can get over some might breakpoints. So I don't hate it, and I'm interested to see, is level Yi something that people will be playing? We'll see. Moving on, we got Vi's signature spell, which is actually signature gear this time. It is 3 energy, and it's an equipment with 3 might. It says equip 3 and a power. This ability's energy cost is reduced by the might of the unit you chose. So essentially, it sounds like if you attach it to a unit that's over 3 might, it just costs a power. I'm not really sure the semantics behind that. How often are you attaching this to like a 2 might unit? Maybe the whole point is you can't play a 2-drop and instantly get rewarded for playing this on top of it, so it's a little bit of a punishment for attaching to a 2-drop. But it seems like the majority of the game, this will just be attached for a power. The other thing it says, though, is when I conquer, if you assign 3 or more excess damage, draw 1. So it's a draw engine for Vi. I think that's going to be interesting, right? If you're playing Vi, you're going to like this card. People wanted it to have quick draw. I think that'd be crazy. If it had quick draw, this would be a busted gear. So it's good. It's good, but not great. Next, we have some battlefields. And here's why, like, one of the things I love the most about this set is the battlefields actually look good and playable based on decks. In Spirit Forged, I love the Spirit Forged cards, but the battlefields were horrible. None of them were actually playable besides like Power Nexus, where you could spend 4 power to gain a point, and that you only play on Renata, and even then it's really gimmicky. Like, nothing was new, and battlefields are what make Riftbound, right? Battlefields are what changed the way the game's played. And in every single pre-release event, I went to 9 maybe, and then at Vegas, where I got to play a sealed event as well, I played 0 new battlefields. I played a blank battlefield every time because none of them were distinct enough to actually do it. It only could hurt you, and they didn't actually have anything unique. Here, when you hold here, give your next spell this turn repeat equal to its base cost. This is incredible. And this works with repeat spells as well, by the way, so you could give it repeat again, and it could have 2 repeat texts. This gives you a lot of flexibility with spells if you're playing a spell slinging deck. I love this. I think this is a great card. But we got more. Forbidding Waste. While a unit here is defending alone, it has -2 might. It's the anti-Master Yi card. You play it against Master Yi and you're like, I hate that guy. You play it against aggro decks who throw in a 2-drop and then you swing into it and you get to conquer it for free. It really punishes your opponent. It's a great going second battlefield. Again, love it. Next, we have Forgotten Library. While you control this battlefield, when you play a spell, if you spent 4 or more, predict. Look at the top card of your main deck, you may recycle it. Well, now you can start cycling your deck if you're playing Jin, right? If you're playing Karma, I have a Karma overnumbered. I actually have 2 because I paid Jet for 1, and then I literally spent like $140 on Karma, and it's worth like $40 now. Beautiful overnumbered card, by the way, but actually got scammed. Now maybe, which it says when you recycle a card to the bottom of your deck or something, you can buff a unit. Maybe that's playable with this battlefield. I doubt it, but I like that this gives you some options. And we got one more. Duskrow's Lab. At the start of your beginning phase, you may kill a unit you control here to draw 1. Hello? Token decks? Victor decks? Like, this is an insane card. You throw a unit here, you kill it. Or, you want to hear something crazy, you put 5 units here. When you have that gear that says if you have 4 units and 4 cards, you win the game. And it says at the start of your beginning phase, you may kill a unit you control here to draw 1. Well, now you can start thinking, how do I kill my units and draw cards and whatever? A lot of options here, folks. A lot of options. While we're on the battlefield game, Gardens of Becoming. Units here have tap, gain 1 XP. Now you have a crazy way with tokens to gain experience and get your Master Yi to level 16. So again, will they see play? I have no idea, but I love that they have a lot of potential. I think that's what makes Riftbound fun, is battlefields with potential. So very, very happy with the battlefields we've seen, and I'm excited because I think in pre-release events, I might play some of these. Now, side note, you probably should play blank battlefields in pre-release events, but neither here nor there. Okay, next we have the alt art for Rift Herald, so I'll start with that first. I think it looks cool. It doesn't shock me, and I think Rift Herald's gonna be a great card either way, so I'm happy with it. Nothing to say. But Galio is a very interesting card. 3 energy, 1 power, 6 might. Incredibly statted. It has deflect. Also incredibly statted. It has tank. Okay, what's the catch? Well, the catch is he doesn't deal combat damage. So how do we feel about this? I actually really like this card. If you can move a token in, if you're playing Victor, you throw a 1 might token in, you throw Galio there, bang. Now you have a 6 might unit with deflect that people have to get over. And even if purple abuses it with fight or flight or something like that, I mean, you still have a big body that you can pull to another battlefield. There's a lot of options here. And that is a strong unit to get over. 6 might with tank and deflect. Like, this might actually be a menace to deal with. And as we look at green and yellow, what if you throw Sona on a battlefield and you throw Galio on it too? And at 7 might, 7 energy and 2 power, you now have 4 energy of spells, you have a Galio, like, that might be it. That might be it. So green yellow might be kind of interesting in the new set. Moving on, we got 2 more cards here. We got Call to Battle. It's an orange spell for 3 energy. Move a unit you control to a battlefield you control, then choose an opponent. They move a unit they control to the same battlefield. I don't know how I feel about this. It sounds like you can't just take a unit already at your own battlefield and move it to that battlefield. Maybe it's a charm for orange. It's a charm with some conditionals. It's expensive, easily defiable. I don't know how I feel about it. I really, really don't, especially considering it's moving unit you control to a battlefield you already control. So I'm going to say this is a little conditional. It's probably good in pre-release, but it's probably not going to be meta. Next card here, more battlefields. At the start of each player's beginning phase, deal 1 to each unit here. The craziest part about this, and this is what people have been saying, is this now is something you can react to. And so now you can use that purple card that kills a unit and then plays a unit from your trash, and you can use it to kill a unit, play Bryn here from your trash, and then you can essentially prevent your opponent from playing any cards on their own turn. Actually insane. So Rasa might be banned. Bryn here might be banned. I'm interested to see what happens. But again, this is a unique card, right? Deal 1 to each unit here is a way to kill tokens. There's a lot of things you can do. Next, Deadly Flourish. This card sucks, but it's a 4-cost spell for Jen. So it's deal 3 to an enemy unit for 4. For reference, for 3 and a power, you can play Void Seeker, deal 4 to a unit, so deal 1 more for 1 energy less, and draw a card. This just deals 3 to a unit for nothing. This is Hextech Ray for 3 more energy. So horrible, horrible value. But I guess if it dies, you play a gold gear token exhausted. I think it's way too expensive, way too gimmicky. The idea, though, is it helps Jen get another spell played. Too expensive. Way too expensive. Next, we have Mage Seeker Investigator. 4 for 4. Again, so well statted. Yellow. Opponents must pay power for each unit beyond the first to move multiple units to my battlefield at the same time. So I like this because it essentially forces them to either move in 1 unit at a time to each battlefield, which if you're playing something like Galio and you have a huge tank unit, they're going to get punished for that. And if they want to get around your Galio by playing quite a few units, they have to pay an additional power for each one they swing in with. So I think this actually could be really good when paired with Galio, but is that too slow? Not sure. I guess we'll have to see. Moving on, we have Towering Pyrofaint, 6 for 6, Assault 1. If a unit died this turn, I enter ready. I actually think this is a really cool card. The idea that you could go in, trade a unit, get a unit killed, have it die to a spell, it doesn't really matter, and then have a 7 might unit with Accelerate for 6, no power cost. This is another insane pre-rift card. So will it see play in the meta? Not entirely sure, but I don't think it's a bad card by any means. I think it's fairly well statted. It just depends on what is the most broken card in meta. Next, we have Friendship for 1, Reaction. Choose a unit, give it +1 this turn for each of the following tags among your units: bird, cat, dog, and Poro. This makes Ivern very good, right? If you're now running a bunch of different dogs, cats, birds, and such, and now you can give a unit +4. This is Defiant Dance from Aurelia with no power cost. Man, that's good. Very, very good. Okay. Moving on, we have Back Off, the Vex, not signature spell, but put Vex's face on a spell. It is a card that can be hidden, which is always great because it gives you optionality. Action spell that says stun a unit. If you played it from your hand, draw 1. So think of this as Rune Prison, right? Rune Prison was 2 and a power. Action. Could not be hidden, and it did not draw a card. This now says I can hide it, and if you don't hide it, it's stun a unit, draw a card for no power. Gosh, great. It's a great card. It's good for Vex if you want to hold. And right, Vex is green and purple. What's the purple card that we saw today? Let's jump back to it. Existential Dread. Stun. Now Vex can go Thwonk, Existential Dread. This, you have all kinds of stuns. And what do you want to do if you're holding a battlefield? Stun attacking units. Maybe Vex could be good here, chat. Maybe Vex could be good. Let's jump back, though, as I have like 100 things open, to Pike, the second Pike that we've seen. Both Pikes are 3, if I'm not mistaken. This one is 3 energy, 2 might, so significantly understated. It can be hidden. So again, we're going to have a lot of Pikes being hidden and revealed and bounce back, etc. Has ganking. And it says you may pay energy as an additional cost to play me. Same, by the way, as hidden. So if you hide it for a power, when you reveal it, you can also pay a power. And if you do, when you play me, if you pay the additional cost, ready me and give me +2 this turn. So it's like a good kind of like surprise. Think of like the Teemo hidden unit that when it's revealed has +3 this turn. Difference is this one has ganking. I'm not sure if I love it, but I also don't think I hate it. So that's my take on the Pike card. Nothing crazy. Here we have a red gear for 4 energy, Blighted Battle Axe that says equip for 1 energy, 1 power. At the end of your turn, if I didn't conquer this turn, unattach this and deal 4 to me. I'm gonna keep it real. This card sucks. This card's horrible. The turn you play it is a 5 energy, 1 red, 4 cost unit. Right? Because think of it as like a unit if you attach it to something. And that unit says, great if you conquer this turn, cool. Next turn, kill me. Now I'm a 0 cost unit, right? Like think of like the might here is negated by the damage it does over here. So now for the rest of the game, unless you have a way to like fight or flight or ride the wind your own unit, you're just going to be killing whatever this is attached to, and you have to pay a power and an energy to get it back. I think this is way too gimmicky. It should be 5 might or something better, or cost 3 or cost 2. And if it costs 2, it'd probably be broken, but it's just like way too conditional, way too slow. So not a big fan. 2 more cards for this quick release on a Thursday. I had to hit the purple card. I had to keep you guys, aware of what's coming up with the cards. And on Friday, I'm going to release another video because I want to keep everyone up to date with what's going on. We've got Soul Shepherd for 5 energy, 3 might. Understated. Your token units have +1. Well, in a Victor deck, maybe this is kind of good. Maybe it's not. I don't think we'll see much play, but I like that it gives some options for token decks, so we'll see how that goes. And lastly, we have the Undying Loyalty for 2 energy, 1 yellow power. It's a spell, not reaction. It says this costs 2 less if you chose a bird, cat, dog, or Poro. So you can use a spell on something. And it says play a unit with cost no more than 2 and no more than power from your trash, ignoring its cost. Okay. Well, if you choose a bird, cat, dog, or Poro from your trash that costs no more than 2, it costs 2 less, so it is free. So you essentially pay 1 yellow power to play a unit for free. I think this is very interesting as we start looking at the Ivern decks, and we have a card like Friendship that says give a unit +4, and we have a card like this that says bring a unit back from your trash for free. Maybe Ivern could be good here. Maybe he could. But that being said, that was my quick update for today. Again, absolutely ecstatic just with all the new cards coming out. Purple is also still kind of crazy, so hopefully they find a way to mellow that out. My card, again, is still coming on March 25th. I have 2 cards. 2 cards. So that being said, thank you for sticking by. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe. I'm going to keep pumping out content. I'm trying to put out shorts too with pack openings. Let me know what you want to see. I want to get some gameplay going as soon as possible with these new cards as well. But with that being said, I appreciate it. Enjoy your Friday, and let's have a great weekend. See y'all.